Police hold suspect in top journalist murder. Man executed on way from airport shortly after arriving in the island. University student sentenced to 15 years in prison. Mannings High School wins under 16 football championship 2 years in a row. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. The four men who were captured following a gun battle with the police and hostage situation in Spalding on the border of Clarendon and Manchester last week have now been charged. The men were charged on Thursday for the offenses of possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, shooting with intent, wounding with intent, and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. They are 26-year-old Andre Shimhue, otherwise called 3D or Brown Man, 28-year-old Tony Kelly, otherwise called Scooby or Poochie, 28-year-old Romain Dockery, otherwise called Fungo, and 29-year-old Chevron Carnegie, all of Clarendon addresses. And it was reported that the men armed with high-powered rifle and handguns were about to carry out a robbery at a supermarket in the town when they were challenged by a police patrol team. And during an exchange of gunfire, two of the suspects were shot and wounded. A policeman was also shot and wounded in the incident. The alleged gunmen barricaded themselves in the supermarket, and this led to a major standoff with the police before they were captured. The bail hearing for the two policemen charged for the recent shooting deaths of two men and a teenage boy along Windward Road in Kingston was on Tuesday deferred to February 26 next year in the Home Circuit Court. Corporal Mark Roy and Constable Kelby White were subsequently remanded on 3 counts each of murder, using a firearm to commit a felony, and discharge of firearm in a public place. The men were charged in November 17 in relation to the fatal shooting of 17-year-old O'Shane Stubbs, 19-year-old Orlando Campbell, and 20-year-old Keshawn Smith on November 10th. They are also jointly charged with 2 counts of perverting the course of justice. And Roy is being represented by attorney at law Peter Champagne, while White is being represented by attorney Althea Grant. Matthew Hyde, the university student who pleaded guilty to torturing his ex-girlfriend, has been sentenced to 15 years, 7 months in prison. But Hyde, who has been in custody since February of last year, will be released after another 13 years and 9 months based on time already served. The sentence was handed down on Tuesday afternoon in the Home Circuit Court. Hyde pleaded guilty on September 26 to the offense of assault occasioning grievous bodily harm, causing grievous bodily harm, use of malicious communication, and false imprisonment. And during the sentence hearing earlier this month, the attorney Patrick Peterkin had requested a 50% discount in sentencing for the time spent in custody. Hyde has been in custody since February of 2023. But his attorney's request was rejected by the judge, who imposed the sentence of 15 years and 7 months for the most serious offense of causing grievous bodily harm with intent. Prosecutors had reported that in February of 2023, Hyde, a 21-year-old biochemist student, held his girlfriend captive for 3 days in his room at the George Allen Hall on the campus of the University of the West Indies, Mona, where he tortured her with a hot clothing iron and other implements. Veteran journalist Barbara Gale was killed at her home in Caymanas Estate in St. Catherine on Tuesday morning. The police said she died from multiple stab wounds and that her car was stolen. Miss Gale, celebrated as Jamaica's foremost court reporter, was honored by the Press Association of Jamaica in November for her extraordinary career spanning over 4 decades with the Gleaner. Known for her meticulous reporting on landmark cases across all levels of the judiciary, Miss Gale was a trailblazer whose work upheld justice and transparency. Her contributions extended beyond journalism, with her column Legal Wranglings earning her multiple awards, including Journalism of the Year in 1997. The latest update is that a suspect has now been arrested, and the cops made a breakthrough in the case on Wednesday morning when they recovered Miss Gale's stolen Mercedes-Benz motor vehicle, which was found abandoned in bushes along the Dyke Road in Portmore. Bloodstains were also found inside the vehicle. Meanwhile, detectives assigned to the Kingston East Police Division have identified the victim of a brazen shooting incident along Sir Florizel Glasspool Highway on Tuesday. The deceased has been identified as Rohan Campbell, and police sources believe the deceased man is from a section of western Jamaica. Sources said Mr. Campbell was reportedly deported, and is that Campbell arrived at the Norman Manley International Airport on a return flight from Panama, and after leaving the airport and traveling on the roadway in a taxi, men traveling in another vehicle approached the Juta taxi in which Campbell was traveling and opened gunfire. 16 bullet impressions were seen on the windshield and left passenger side of that vehicle. The Judah taxi driver is a very lucky man. He managed to escape unhurt. On to sports, the West Indies will part ways with Jamaicans Andre Coley as senior men's test team coach less than 2 years after being given the position, with Darren Sammy set to become the all-format coach. And it means that Coley, who was appointed test coach in May of 2023, will leave the post when his contract runs out at the end of World Test Championship cycle. The announcement was made by the Cricket West Indies Director of Cricket Miles Bascom at the CII quarterly briefing in St. Vincent on Monday. Since his appointment as head coach, Kohli has overseen just 2 Test victories from 11 games while losing 7, and it's unclear whether Kohli will remain in his position as head coach of the Windies A team. Football, Mannings School rallied with 2 goals in the final 5 minutes of regulation time to beat Clarendon College 3-2 in the finals played at the St. Elizabeth Technical Sports Complex on Tuesday, retaining their ISA Mighty Malt Rural Era Under 16 title in dramatic fashion. Clarendon College led 2-0 midway the second half before Mannings School started their comeback with captain Denton Williams scoring the equalizer and the winner. And there was late drama in both games played, as in the Burger King Under 14 decider, Glenmore High scored a stoppage time goal to beat Manchester High 1-0. The winners will now turn their attention to the All-Ireland playoff next month, where Glenmore High will play corporate era champions Kingston College in the Under 14 finals, while Manning School will face St. Andrew Technical in the Under 16 decider. So we want to big up all my Manning School peeps. That's 2 years in a row we are the champions. Premier League first round came to an end last night with just one match that had remained due to postponement. And what a match it was, as fourth place team Montego Bay United and fifth place Cavaliers played to a 1-all draw. And with the point Montego Bay United earned, they now move into third place, displacing Waterhouse to fourth. Waterhouse is also on 25 points as well as Mobe United, but Mobe have a better goal difference. Mount Pleasant with 28 points continues to lead, following closely by Annette Gardens with 27 points. And if you missed the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I gone.